Okay, so on page 94, we're looking at this first set. This is a prism because it has two bases. This is a pyramid, okay? I'm going to shade my bases. I'm going to do my top, and my bottom's not there, but I can easily draw that in. Okay, we have a top and a bottom. Okay, here we have a base. Okay, and then our height is going to be the vertical part. Okay, that's my height. Here, this is my height. Remember, if you have a prism, your height is between your two bases. If you have a pyramid, which this is going to be new, if you have a pyramid, your height is from the point to the bottom. Okay, that point's called a vertex. That is your height. So it's not the slant height. Yes, Corbin? Okay. Okay, you're just going to have to try to write down as much as you can. Make sure you understand how to do it. Okay, so like I was saying, the vertex is this top point. This is the bottom. So that is your height. Your height is not the slant. Okay, it's not the slant. It's going to be that distance from the point to the bottom. Okay, so don't get that mixed up. Over here, this is my base. That's my height. And it's long, so this is my base. And then my other base is right here. And then that's my height. Okay. So one of the things we're going to talk about is the relationship between your base and your height. Okay. These have the same dimensions. Okay. Dimensions means the same numbers that make up the big B and the H. Okay. Now, this is actually a typo. We're going to make this one 90. Okay. So when a prism and a pyramid have the same bases and the same height, there is a special relationship. Okay. So from 150 to 50, did we get bigger or smaller from 150 to 50?
Smaller.
Okay. So we divide by 3. Okay. So prisms and pyramids, 3 is going to be your magic number. 3, 3, 3. Okay. Trying to hold it where you see it. 3. Okay. If you have the pyramid, how did you get the prism? Times 3. Okay. So again, 3 is going to be our magic number that we're going to talk about a lot with relationships. Okay. So what you need to know is that prism equals 3 times pyramid, and pyramid equals 1/3 of a prism. Is that there for a second? Prisms are 3 times the pyramid. Pyramids are 1/3 of a prism. How do you find 1/3 of something? Perfect. To find 1/3 of something, you're dividing it by 3. Okay. So 3 is going to be our magic number today. Okay. So if I have this prism right here, everybody see it's a prism? Open it up. It's actually 3 what? 3 pyramids. It's a 3D shape. Okay. So if I know one pyramid, I put 3 of them together, and now I have a prism. Okay. So prism divided by 3 gives me pyramid. Pyramid times 3 gives me prism. Okay, if this is a regular year, y'all would get to cut this and do this and make it yourself to see for yourself. So I know it's not near as fun, but just trust me, 3 pyramids make a prism. And a prism is 3 pyramids. Okay, super important. All right, now let's talk about how to solve for the volume. Okay, the volume is just like prisms except for one different thing, and it's going to involve the number 3. Okay, so a rectangular pyramid, what shape do you think the base will be on a rectangular pyramid? Rectangle, good. And I would rather you be wrong and participate than not participate. It is okay to be wrong. Okay, I want you participating. It's okay to be wrong. All right, so a rectangular pyramid has a rectangle base. What do you think a triangular pyramid has?
A square. Rectangle.
Triangular. Okay, remember the word in front just describes or defines what the base is. If I said a circle pyramid, the base would be a circle. If I said an octagon, the base would be an octagon. Okay, so this has 5 sides, which is called what?
Pentagon.
Pentagon. Okay, so this is a pentagonal pyramid. Okay, so remember the base is named. That first word names the shape of the base. Okay. All right. How do you find the area of a rectangle?
B equals BH.
Yep. Okay. Remember, I know we've had a long Easter weekend, but big B equals BH. Okay. Big B means the area of the base. If you forgot. Okay. Area of the base.
Big B and big BH.
Big B is the area of the base. Little b is the base of a 2D shape. Okay. All right. The height of a pyramid. This is what I just talked about. It goes from the vertex straight through the pyramid to the bottom, to the base. Okay. And it gets a little confusing right here, so we're just going to mark this out because you don't really need to know that. As long as you remember the height of the pyramid starts at the vertex and goes straight down. Okay. It's not a slant. It goes straight down. So this is the new part. And again, if you're here for STAR, you will not have to have this memorized. It's on your formula chart. Okay. 1/3 big B H. Okay. Last week we practiced big B H, big B H. This is 1/3. Okay. So remember 1/3 means to divide by 3. So base times height and then divide by 3. Okay. All right, so let's look at this picture. What shape do you think this pyramid is?
That is a rectangular.
Very good. It has a rectangle bottom, so it's a rectangular base. Oh, sorry, pyramid. Yeah. Okay. So first thing is we want to shade big B. Make sure you shade your base first. Now, pyramids only have how many bases?
1.
1. Okay, pyramids have 1 base. And then I want you to get in the habit of circling your height. Remember, your height has to go to the vertex, so this is your height. And because I want this to be an easy number, since this is our first time, we're going to change this 13 to 12, because otherwise it's a decimal, and I don't want us to start with a decimal. Okay? So just change that to 12. All right, so every single time, shade your base first, circle your height. Okay? And then we want to start solving. So big B is what shape?
Big B is a rectangle.
Rectangle. How do you find the area of a rectangle?
It's B equals BH.
Yeah. Okay, remember the big B means area. The little b just means you're looking at a 2D shape. So you can literally ignore everything else except for your shaded part. Okay? What 2 numbers make up your shaded part?
8 and 3.5.
Yes, thank you. All right. So 3.5 times 8. Go ahead and multiply that. Yes, you should be using your calculators. Jason, come get something because I appreciate you participating with me. All right, so when we multiply 3.5 times 8, what do we get?
What are we doing? 3.5 by 8.
Yeah, 3.5 times 8.
28.
28, good. And this is area, so it's centimeters squared. Okay, but I'm not done. Okay, area is 28. Thank you, Jamie. All right, now I'm going to use my volume formula. Okay, the only thing different that we're adding is the 1/3. So 1/3 big B H. Okay, 1/3. My big B equaled what?
28.
28. And my height equaled what?
My 12.
12. Okay? So you can divide one of these numbers by 3 and then multiply, or just take care of these numbers first and divide by 3. It does not matter. You're going to get the same answer. So if you want to just multiply first, that's totally fine. Just don't forget to divide by 3. Yeah, that's what I would do, Jason. 4. And then 4 times 28 is... Everybody should be using their calculator. These notes are going to take forever if I don't have people participating.
112, yeah.
Thank you. Now, volume is centimeters cubed, so don't forget that. Centimeters cubed, okay? And again, the more y'all participate, the sooner we can get through the notes, because I don't want to do it all, all right? Next one. First thing is to shade your
Ice.
shade your base. Okay? What shape am I shading?
A rectangle.
Okay, it looks like a rectangle. But what do you notice about those numbers?
It's the same.
So what type of rectangle is it? If the numbers are the same, it's a square.
Square.
Okay, so if the numbers are the same, it's actually a square. But rectangle is totally fine to say. Okay? All right, so rectangle, square, same formula. B equals BH. What two numbers make up my base and my height?
18. No, 12.
12, okay? Again, if you get confused, cover everything else up and look at what you shaded. The only numbers that make up that shaded are 12 and 12. So big B equals 144 centimeters squared. But I am not done. But that will be an answer choice because they're going to trick you to see if you're paying attention. Okay? All right. V equals 1/3. Big BH. Bring down the 1/3. Big B equaled what?
It's 12 times
4. Yep, 144. And then what was the height?
The height is 18.
18. So you can either multiply 144 times 18 and divide by 3, or you can divide 18 by 3 and then multiply that by 6. It's totally up to you. Everybody should be participating. If you need a calculator, come get one. If you need a calculator at home, grab your phone, use the computer. But everybody's participating. Okay, Jamie, that is correct. Thank you.
Is it 864?
Yes, perfect, Jonathan. Thank you. 864 centimeters cubed. All right, next page. I forgot to do attendance, so I'm going to do that super quick because I don't want to get in trouble. Okay. All right, we're not going to do all these. We're just going to do 2 of them, okay? So we're going to do number 10. So the first thing I want you to do is to shade your base. So number 10. What shape is number 10?
It is a square. Pyramid. It's a rectangle.
It's a rectangle, yeah. Okay? So I have to do big B first. Always, always, always do big B first. That is my height. Okay? What 2 numbers make up my big B, my base?
14, 12.
14 times 12. Good. Okay? And what is 14 times 12?
168.
Anybody else get 168?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I got too. 168. Now remember your volume formula has what in front of it?
It has 1/3.
1/3, okay? If you miss it, it's going to be because you forget this 1/3, okay? So again, this big B literally just gets plugged in right here. 1/3 times 168 times my height. What is my height?
Your height is 13.
13, good. Okay. All right, go ahead and multiply that one for me. I have to take this attendance a weird way and code it, so give me a second. Yes.
What are you multiplying when you have 3 numbers at the bottom?
It multiplies 168 times 13 and then divide by 3.
2,180.
Because you're multiplying 1/3 times 168 times 13. But just multiply the whole numbers and then divide by 3.
So you times those two together and then divide by 3?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Say it again.
2,184.
Did you forget to do something?
Or 728.
Which one?
728.
Yeah, you forgot to divide. So you have to remember to divide by 3 to get that smaller number. Okay? Don't forget to divide by 3.
So you can put those two together.
Yeah.
And multiply them.
Yeah.
By 3 and then divide by 3.
No, just multiply the numbers regular and then divide by 3.
Mm.
Because this is what it really looks like. Where you're multiplying top times top and bottom times bottom. That's why we just divide by 3. It's just easier to divide by 3 at the end. Okay? All right, next one we're going to do is number 6. Shade your base. The numbers are the same, which means it's a square. Got to do big B first. Big B is BH. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay? Now my volume formula. Whoops, I forgot to show. V equals 1/3. 16. 16.
My fault.
That's okay. All right. So what do y'all think?
Okay, so 6.
Hunter's not here. Okay. Did you remember to divide by 3? Don't forget to divide by 3. Yes, you're getting 85.3, but it's repeating. So you either need to put a decimal on top,
Put the line on top. Yeah.
or you can also make it into a fraction. It doesn't really matter. But I just want to show you that sometimes you will get decimals, and that is okay. It's okay to have a decimal. All right. Flip over to the next page. We're going to do a couple of examples of pyramids now.
Volume of triangular pyramids.
Yep. All right. Pyramids. So we're looking at triangular pyramids. So what shape do you think our bases are going to be?
They're gonna be triangles.
Triangles. So down here, let's go ahead and fill this in. Triangles. Okay, they have a triangle base. And how do you find the area of a triangle?
1/2 equals BH.
Good. 1/2 BH. 6, 7, okay, got them all. 1/2 BH. All right, so if we go back up to our picture, let's shade our base. The first one is a prism, and prisms have how many bases?
1,
Prisms?
2.
2. Prisms have 2 bases. Pyramids have 1. Okay, that's going to be on your test. We've heard that a lot. Okay, prisms, 2 bases, pyramids, 1. All right. What is the height of this prism?
9.
9, because remember your height is between your 2 bases. What is the height of this pyramid? 9. Okay, so do these look like they have the same dimensions? Yeah. Okay, so let's just quickly review how to do the prism. Okay, V equals big BH. We're going to do big B first. What shape did we shade for big B?
We shaded triangle.
Okay, we shaded a triangle. So what's the formula for a triangle?
Equals 1/2 BH.
1/2 BH. Again, make sure that you're taking good notes so that this is going to help you on the test later. Okay, 1/2 BH. Now this is where they try to trick you. You have to remember that your base and height make a what kind of angle?
A right.
A right angle. Your base and your height make a right angle. It's going to make the L with a little box, okay, which is right here. So they gave you an extra number here to try to trick you, okay, but your base and your height have to make an L. They make a right angle. It's called perpendicular. Okay, so which numbers make the right angle? 5 and 12. So that 13 is a trick. It's an extra number. Okay? They're trying to trick you to make sure that you know what you're doing. And you do. So just be careful and remember that. All right? So half of 5, no, half of 12 is
5, half of 12, 6.
6. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay? So big B equals 30. That's not my answer because I still have to plug it into my volume formula. Okay? Volume equals big B H. Literally, I'm taking this number and I'm plugging it in. And yes, you need to be writing these formulas because next time we meet, we're going to work backwards.
Isn't it 1/3 big B?
No, this is a prism.
Oh, okay.
This one's going to be 1/3. Okay? So big B was 30. What height did we circle?
9.
9. So this equals 270 centimeters cubed. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so if you think about what we said earlier, what was the magic number to get from one to the other? Times 3 or divide by 3. Okay, so here this is the prism, and I want to go to a pyramid. So what do?
You divide by 3.
If I divide this by 3, I should get this, which is what?
270.
Uh-huh.
90.
Okay, it should be 90. Okay, I want to show you that it is 90, and I want to prove to you. Okay, so over here, this one is a pyramid, so it's V equals 1/3 big BH. Okay, big B is a triangle, so it's 1/2 BH. Okay, what numbers make up the right angle here?
5 and 12.
5 and 12. Is that just like this one?
Yes.
They have the same exact measurements. Yes. Okay, 12 times 5, 60. Half of 60 is 30. It's just like this one. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Okay, V equals 1/3 times 30 times 9. Okay, so 30 times 9 is
30. What did I do? Right. 270.
270. I have 2 people who are participating in class with me today. Divided by 3 is
90.
90. Okay, so did this actually end up being divided by 3?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Okay, what things did these two have in common? They both had a height of what?
9.
Okay, height was 9.
The
They both had what kind of base?
or right angle.
A triangle base. That was 90. No, sorry, it was 30.
13.
It was 30. They both had a triangle base that had 30. So as long as the numbers are all the same, you don't have to redo the whole problem. Okay? You just divide by 3 or you multiply by 3. But for that to happen, the height and the base have to be the same. Okay? It's very important that you understand that relationship. Okay? So I'm going to summarize it one more time because this is super important. Pyramid. Times 3 gives you a prism. So if you know the pyramid, times it by 3. If you know the prism, you times it by 1/3 to get the pyramid. Another way to say that is divide by 3. But they show it to you both ways when they test you, so I want you to remember times 1/3 is the same as divide by 3. Super, super important to understand that. All right. Be careful not to confuse the height of the triangle base with the height of the pyramid, okay? Your base is always going to be shaded, okay? That's why I say if you shade it, you won't pick the wrong number because you're only picking numbers that are shaded, okay? And again, our formula is 1/3 big BH. Okay? We're just going to do 4 examples together, and then I'm going to let you have time to practice. So once you have that, go ahead and turn to the next page. All right, so on example 1, every single time, first thing I'm doing is shading my bases. Every single time.
Your screen's locking.
Oh, shade the base, circle the height every single time. Okay? After I circle and shade, then I got to start looking at solving. Okay? Big B is what shape?
Triangle.
Triangle. Good. We triangled. So triangle is 1/2. Don't forget that. 1/2 little BH. Okay? What 2 numbers make up the right angle?
The 4 and 3.
Good. The 3 and the 4. Okay, that 5 is not for this year. You're going to need that next year. 3 times 4 is 12. Half of 12 is 6. Okay. All right, once you have big B, you're going to go back and plug it into your volume formula. Your volume is 1/3 big BH. Okay, 1/3. Big B was 6. What was the height? 7. Okay. Go ahead and solve that one.
$14.
14 what?
CN3.
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Brandon. Centimeters cubed. 14 centimeters cubed. All right. Next one. First thing you're going to do, shade your base.
And circle your height.
Yes, thank you. Yep. Okay. Shade your base, circle your height. The shape that we shaded was a triangle. So I'm going to use the formula 1/2 because it's a triangle. Okay. Again, make sure that you're using the numbers that make up the right angle.
Which is 15 and 8.
Good. Very good. 1/2 of 8 times 15. Yes.
60.
Yes, Jamie and Brandon, it's 60. Thank y'all. Okay. So 60 is big B. Thank you, Grace. Okay. Now we plug that in. Again, the volume formula has 1/3 in front. 1/3 big BH, which is 1/3 times 60 times 21. So 60 times 21 divided by 3. Jackson, are you multiplying? Use your calculators. You don't have to multiply by hand. I'm more concerned that you don't know how to do this.
It's 420.
Yes, perfect. 420 centimeters cubed. 420. Brandon, go ahead and come get something out here. All right, number 3. Again, first thing I'm doing, shading these bases. Shade, shade, shade. Circle the height. Okay, it's the same thing every time. Shade, shade, shade. Circle the height. Okay. And this time they switched up my workspace, but we're still doing the same thing. So because it's a pyramid, I'm still doing 1/3 big BH. Okay. They didn't really leave me any room, so I'm going to do big B over here. Okay. I shaded a triangle. So my formula is 1/2 BH. Okay. So thank you for participating. Okay. So the numbers that make up that triangle are what?
13 and 5.
Where's your right angle? So here's my right angle. The numbers that make it up are 5 and 12. So 1/2, 5, 12. 5 times 12 is 60. Half of 60 is... Yes, Jamie, thank you. Yes, Aiden, thank you. 30. Okay, so 30 is not the answer. 30 is big B. So I'm literally going to come over here and plug it in. 1/3 times 30. And then we said our height was 12. Okay, so again, from here, I can either divide 30 by 3 and multiply. I can divide 12 by 3, or I can just multiply and divide last. It really, really doesn't matter to me which one you do.
It's 120.
All right, I hear 120. Anybody else?
I'm good with that. 30? Oh, what about the calculator?
120. That is correct. Brandon was correct. 120 centimeters cubed. Okay, good job. All right, our last one. First thing you do, shade your bases. Shade, shade, shade. Circle, circle, circle. Okay. It's a pyramid, so I know it's 1/3 big BH. Okay. My big B is a triangle, so I'm going to do 1/2 BH. Okay. I'm looking at my triangle. The base is 6. The height is what?
Is 9.
Oh, sorry. The height of the triangle.
Oh, 8.
8. Yep. Half of 6 is 3. 3 times 8 is
16. 24.
24. Yep. So big B is 24. I'm going to plug in 24 right here. So 1/3 times 24 times 9.
So, dividing 9 by 3.
Mm-hmm.
3 and 24 times 7.
Yeah. So the answer is 72 centimeters cubed. Okay. All right. So you have several examples of pyramids, rectangular and triangular. Okay. Some of the homework questions are going to be specifically straight from here, fill in the blank. So hopefully you wrote down all of your words. Aiden, Jamie, and Grace, and then Brandon and Jason. I'm going to give y'all some extra points on your grade because y'all are the only people who were consistently talking to me, which I really appreciate. So I'm going to give y'all some points on your grade. So thank you for, I know it stinks how this is working, but we have to try to make it real. And the only way to do that is by participating. And notice that a couple of people made mistakes, and it is okay to make mistakes. I make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes. Okay. But the only way you're going to really get involved and you're going to get education is if you are participating in the conversation. Okay. You don't want to unmute? Fine. Not one of those people at home unmuted, but they were at least participating in the chat, letting me know they were following along. Okay. It's really hard for me to not see y'all and to not know, do I need to slow down? Do I need to go faster? Do they understand? Do I need to re-explain? So the only way I can change the instructions is if y'all let me know that. Okay. You have about 40 minutes, which is plenty of time. because your assignment is only 10 questions, okay? If you need help, I will have RMS Karen open. You do get 2 attempts on your assignment, okay? The biggest thing people are not doing is they're not dividing by 3 on those pyramids, okay? All of today's are pyramids, so they're all going to be divided by 3. Be careful on the base. If it's a triangle, then you divide it by 2. If it's not a triangle, you don't divide it by 2, okay? Use your notes. Write it down. If you're in here and you want to use a whiteboard, perfect. If you want to use paper, perfect, but you need to be writing it down, okay? My people at home, I can't see you, but do the right thing. Get some paper, write it down, okay? Use your page marker, and that way come over to my meet and I can see what you're doing on your screen, okay? Your assignment